I said often that housing is economic development, and it's true. And economic development is not a bad word, because what it means is that we're generating jobs for DC residents, opportunities for DC businesses, and housing so that more people can afford to live in our growing and vibrant city. And that is exactly what this 36,000 unit goal is all about.
Certainly we feel part of a community here, so I'm feeling pretty good about living here in 555.
You know, the mayor has been wonderful, always been so supportive of us. The city's been very supportive of us, and we really appreciate it. So every little bit helps quite a bit, and we appreciate all of it.
This is a fund that the city has invested $100 million in to help our businesses get to the other side of this pandemic. And we should remind everybody that DC businesses hire DC residents.
We're still in the midst of the pandemic, and it's so critical that businesses still adhere to all of the health protocols that will keep us safe. That goes for our residents, our visitors, and of course, the employees of the businesses that we're here to support.
With this announcement, we are granting an additional $2.3 million to 48 local businesses.
Our last budget cycle, we created an equity impact fund that provides access to capital for economically and socially disadvantaged businesses. We also funded a disparity study, and I know that the deputy mayor is working hard with his team. And we want that provide a data-driven evidence needed to establish public policy goals that are going to help and benefit Black and Brown people and entrepreneurs in their request for equitable contract procurement.
Good morning. I'm John Falchicchio, Deputy Mayor for Planning and Economic Development, and on behalf of Mayor Bowser, welcome to DemPed's 2021 March Madness. Today is going to be an exciting day. We're thrilled that you're joining us virtually for a few important announcements and discussions focused on how we're working to ensure the district continues to thrive and more people can take part in the prosperity of our city. Despite the unprecedented challenges brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic, DemPed has continued to make progress across all of our program areas and deliver results in all 8 wards. Today, you'll hear about some of our progress to date and how we'll continue to build on that progress to achieve our shared goals. The overall theme for today is DC Hope. You'll hear us discuss the topics that focus on housing, opportunity, prosperity, and equity. Our first theme, housing. In 2019, Mayor Bowser set the bold goal of creating 36,000 new housing units by 2025, 12,000 of them affordable. DemPed continues to lead the housing agency partners, an interagency effort toward achieving this goal by putting a major focus on affordable housing production and preservation, and working with agency partners to deploy programs and policies that support housing affordability and stability for DC tenants and homeowners. We've made significant progress towards this goal. With 14,613 new housing units delivered since January 2019, the district has reached 40% of the 36,000 by 2025 goal. During that same period, 2,099 affordable units have also been delivered, which represents 17% progress toward the affordable housing goal. So in a moment, we'll hear from our partners in the Economic Development Cluster and from across district government to speak about how we're working together to meet all the goals and to have the resources available to you to help you achieve yours. So with that, I want to talk a little bit about our housing goal and bring up our Director of Planning, Andrew Trueblood, to talk to us about where we are on the ambitious 36,000 by 2025 goal.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Hello, my name is Andrew Trueblood, and I am the director of the DC Office of Planning, also known as OP. And I am excited to share with you today some of the important work we are doing around housing equity. As the deputy mayor mentioned, the mayor has set a bold goal of 36,000 housing units by 2025 with 12,000 affordable. In May of 2019, she signed a mayor's order directing a number of DC agencies, including the Office of Planning and the Department of Housing and Community Development, to look across the spectrum of our housing efforts to help determine how we address the broader forces shaping our housing experience so that every resident today has a place in the future of the district. As part of that mayor's order, she directed us to work regionally. And as you can see in this slide, both Director Donaldson of the Department of Housing and Community Development and I worked with COG to set regional goals around housing. We understand that housing is a regional issue as well. Together, the housing agencies and the planning agencies recommended to the COG board, and the COG board approved a new ambitious goal for the region of 75,000 more housing units by 2030, with 75% of them accessible in activity centers or near transit, and with at least 75% affordable to low and middle income households. In addition, the mayor led at the National League of Cities that resulted in a renewed effort to call on the federal government to address its critical role in housing, especially through sufficient funding for its public housing. But the mayor didn't stop at just the 36,000 goal and the 12,000 goal. She asked us to say not only how we're going to get there, but where these units should be. Together with DEMPED and DHCD, the Office of Planning looked across the city to see where our affordable housing is. We engaged residents across the city asking about our goals. As you can see here, we had a whole host of engagements throughout 2019 and going on through today. We set ambitious goals for where these affordable housing units should be, and with the goal of increasing housing in high opportunity areas like Rock Creek West and Rock Creek East. As part of that goal, the Office of Planning also put together a comprehensive plan update that would allow us to meet these ambitious housing goals across the city, but especially in these high opportunity areas. The Office of Planning submitted to Council in April of 2020 a comprehensive plan that includes additional density for housing across the city, as you can see in this map in bold, that supports 15% more capacity for housing, especially in high opportunity areas, as I will discuss. The comp plan update also includes critical updates to our comprehensive plan around COVID-19 and economic recovery, equity and racial justice, housing, as I mentioned, resilience, as well as how we use our public resources to create a vibrant and growing city. I should mention the comp plan is currently with DC Council right now, and we are excited to hear that they plan to move it forward in the coming weeks. As the deputy mayor mentioned, here's a little bit more detail about where we stand on our 36,000 by 2025 housing goal. You see the numbers. We're about 40% of the way towards our total housing. And when you look at our pipeline, we think we're well on the way to reaching that 36,000 goal. But as the mayor mentioned, deputy mayor mentioned, we also have some work to do on that affordable housing goal. And you'll hear about that today a little bit more. Already, we've done some updates, including inclusionary zoning plus, as well as last year, the mayor proposed and the council passed a targeted tax abatement for affordable housing in high opportunity areas. You'll see on the right how we are doing in terms of our target by geography. And we're making progress in a number of different regions and areas, but we have some work to do in others. And that's why I'm excited to talk about how the comprehensive plan can play a role in reaching those high opportunity areas. I'm going to go back to this map for a moment that shows where we're proposing additional housing opportunities and really zoom in on the area of Rock Creek West. As you may have seen, we have some work to do, especially on affordable housing in this region, in this area. And what the comprehensive plan proposes is additional density along major corridors that can support it, that are transit-oriented, that are high amenity, high opportunity corridors. This, combined with tools like Inclusionary Zoning Plus, will help ensure that we can build that affordable housing in high opportunity areas and create affordable opportunities across the city for everyone. As part of that work, we know we have to zoom in even more, especially on some areas like Friendship Heights. And I'm excited to announce today that the Office of Planning, along with the Washington Urban Land Institute, Metropolitan Washington Council of Governments, and the Washington WMATA have partnered to look at Friendship Heights and determine how we can get more housing there. We think there's a possibility for thousands of more housing units, including a great deal more affordable housing. We also understand that the future of retail is a big question mark here, especially given COVID. So the ULI is convening an expert panel to meet the week of April 19th to look at these areas, to talk to landowners and stakeholders, and think about what the possibilities are, share that with us as we continue our planning efforts in the area. So with that, I thank you all. I look forward to working with many of you and our partner agencies in order to reach these ambitious goals and reach the mayor's goals of 36,000 housing units by 2025 and 12,000 affordable units. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Director Trueblood. In 2019, Mayor Bowser announced we're establishing a new homeowner program with Landed, a financial services organization that offered DC public school teachers and their staff guidance and financial assistance in purchasing a home. Since then, Landed has helped over 20 public and public charter school teachers and staff achieve their dream of owning a home. And today, we're proud that Mayor Bowser will expand the program to include all district government employees. This expanded partnership with Landed will help us continue to attract and retain the best and brightest, and to make our city government thrive and ensure DC continues to be an attractive place to live and work. The expanded partnership with DC is Landed's first expansion into serving all government employees with a major city. So now to share more about this program, please welcome Sekou Mapp, Landed's DC Regional Manager, to the stage.
Good morning, good morning. My name is Sekou Mapp. I'm honored to be here to speak on behalf of Landed. As was mentioned, we began a partnership with Washington, D.C. in 2019, and since we started, we've helped 25 educators purchase homes with our down payment support or through other home buying services, such as coaching and additional property review. Since its founding in 2015, Landed's helped over 600 essential professionals across the country in high-cost markets purchase through our home buying services. The expanded partnership with DC is Landed's first expansion into serving local government employees with a major city. Landed's down payment and home buying services have been available to DCPS, and I'm happy to announce that all DC employees who are full-time will have eligibility for Landed services. My mother is a 36-year DC employee, and I think about her and others like her who maybe make too much for certain home buying programs, but don't make enough to be able to afford in the areas near their work. Landed's down payment program invests alongside employees working in education, government, healthcare, to help them reach a total of 20% down. Landed funds up to $120,000 per household, and it comes in the form of an equity investment, meaning there's no interest paid to Landed during the duration of the partnership. Instead, our customers share a portion of the appreciation or depreciation with Landed when they exit. For customers not using the down payment program, Landed offers free home buying services, coaching, connections to our trusted partner agents, and our participating lenders. I've had the opportunity to talk to many of our customers. I'm honored for the faith they've placed in us, in our program, and we're very, very excited to work with DC in this expanded partnership this year and beyond.
Thank you, Sekou. We are very excited to expand this program and look forward to even more district government employees achieving their home buying dreams with the support of Landed. Our next announcement is designed to help all current and future DC homeowners explore more than 45 government resources for the place they call home. Whether you need to know how you can get help buying a home, paying property taxes, or making your home safer, we've got you covered with this online resource. Today, I am happy to announce that we are beta testing Front Door, a one-stop shop for home ownership resources provided by 11 DC government agencies. We'll formally launch the site in the coming months, and we look forward to adding another tool to the housing arsenal for our residents. But we'd like to preview it with you now. Let's take a look.
District government offers more than 45 resources to support current and future homeowners in DC. But if you don't know what you're looking for, you might not know about everything we provide. Welcome to Front Door, a website that centralizes DC government resources for the place you call home. You can find resources based on your needs, like 9 ways to improve your home safety, or you can take a simple quiz to receive a customized list. Answer just 9 questions about your home and the people you live with, and see what you may be eligible for. Click into a resource to find easy-to-read information, step-by-step instructions to apply, and answers to frequently asked questions. We hope you'll check it out.
Lastly, if you are interested in testing Front Door now, please sign up at bit.ly/DC Front Door beta to volunteer to be part of the beta test, so you can provide feedback on the site before we formally launch. I would now like to introduce David Epley, Associate Director at the Department of Energy and Environment.
Greetings, my name is Dave Epley. I'm an Associate Director in the Department of Energy and Environment. And today I'm going to run through some quick updates in the district's Building Energy Performance Standards program and talk a little bit about the financial and technical opportunities that will set your project on the right path to meeting the standards. Now, the Building Energy Performance Standards, or BEPS, is a critical program in addressing the mayor's climate goals and delivering a truly equitable and resilient city where all residents have access to healthy, affordable, and resilient housing and businesses. Without BEPS, we also do not get to our climate goals. Now, a lot has happened in the past years since the DC Council passed the Clean Energy DC Omnibus Act. Next slide, please. DOE and our sister agencies, in partnership with the private sector and public sector, have been hard at work fleshing out the technical details of the BEPS program, as well as the financial and technical tools that will support any given project. Now, I won't go into the details except to note that as January 1st of this year, the standards were published and the first compliance period commenced. The next slide as well. We're on the third. Thank you. Now, you might be asking yourself, does this apply to me? Now, let me hit the highlights. So first off, BEPS is focused on minimum building energy performance for existing buildings. BEPS occurs in multiple rounds, with the first round addressing existing buildings of 50,000 square feet or greater. It is not focused on new construction. That is what our energy and green codes are for, but it is prudent to design and build and future-proof your buildings so that they're in line with the city's climate goals. You want to invest wisely. You want to think about the future. Now, buildings with an energy performance that does not meet the standards have 6 years to come into compliance. So again, you ask yourself, does my building meet the standards or does it not? And this is going to be animated, so next. Now, I'm sure we can all agree that every building, every project is a bit different from the next. It has different challenges, different needs, different ownership structures, capitalization, timelines, on and on and on. So when you scan the landscape for technical and financial resources, you might see a lot of different pieces. Next. But how do they fit together? How do they become a whole? How do you get them from start to finish? DOE is committed, and others are committed to helping and partnering with you to find that path and successfully execute. And the equitable, just, climate resilient, thriving, zero carbon future city that we're aiming for, no community, no person is left behind. Now, I want to highlight some of these resources here. Some of these are very new. First off, there's the Green Bank, which I'm very excited about. They have 2 new products out. Navigator, which is the Green Bank's pre-development energy loan, is a simple line of credit that funds customized design of energy improvements for new and existing commercial buildings, multifamily and nonprofit owned as well. You have loan amounts from $10,000 up to $250,000, rates of 1.99 to 3.99% with affordable housing qualifying for the lower rate. And that covers everything before construction, basically. So energy audits, benchmarking, charrettes, engineering, design, bid work, you name it, it covers it before you actually put a shovel in the ground. Now, there's another loan that has the commercial loan for energy efficiency renewables. It's called CLEAR. Now, that accelerates availability of upfront financing to commercial tenants and owners of existing buildings. Both of these are wonderful financial instruments for BEPS and tools. Reach out to the Green Bank if you haven't done it already. Additionally out there, I'm not going to be able to go into these today, but we have property assessed clean energy, which many are probably very familiar with. There's this DC Sustainable Energy Utility. There's a new program by this group, ICAS, which came out of the Pepco-Exelon merger of money. It's one-time funding for 3 years for multifamily deep energy retrofits. Additionally, Pepco is entering the scene as well for energy efficiency. And finally, I'll mention that in the Clean Energy DC Omnibus Act, the Sustainable Energy Trust Fund has $3 million a year as well. Now, as for technical resources, the DC Building Innovation Hub, which just launched last year, is there to connect and create and building owners and building industry to have conversations and talk about technical resources. And of course, DOE, my team, we're there for you. We have a lot of technical resources, including a webinar. We'll send around this information after this so you can all get there. So you can always just email us. Now that does it for BEPS. I'm going to talk briefly about solar. So, solar in DC is, you can't afford to miss it. It's an incredibly good deal here. You go over the Maryland or Virginia line, not so much, but in DC, when it comes to solar, we got it going on. So you want to get started, you want to learn more about it, we have a seminar series going on right now. It's a 5-part event. We are taping it, so you can always go back and see what's going on. The next one's on March 26th, so just in a few days. We also have tons of resources on our website as well, and you can check that out. So I'll leave it with a solar. So lastly, if you need anything, please feel free to reach out to me and my team. Katie Bergfeld is our branch chief manager of BEPS. She's fantastic, can really help you. You can reach out to me directly. There's also information there. If you want to know anything about solar, just feel free to reach out. Thank you. I have the pleasure of introducing Greta Rivero. She is the manager for the Accelerated Plan Review Program at DCRA, which I was at for 7 years, and I hold very close to my heart. So Greta, to you.
Thank you very much, David. First, good morning, and thank you, Mayor Bowser and Deputy Mayor, for your leadership and for this opportunity. The Department of Consumer and Regulatory Affairs Accelerated Plan Review Program is very happy to participate in March Madness 2021. My name is Greta Rivero, and I'm the programs manager. Some of you may recognize our program as Velocity, but last year it was renamed and rebranded as the Accelerated Plan Review Program, otherwise known now as APR. My goal today is to connect and inform small businesses, developers, and builders in the District of Columbia of our amenities. Our program came about in 2017 as DCRA's initiative to streamline and expedite the plan review and permitting process due to challenges and feedback provided by our customers expressing the protracted turnaround time for permit issuance. Thanks to DCRA's Director Ernest Schrapa's vision and Future Ready initiative, we have already been able to improve how we do business in the last 2 years, focusing our attention on providing stellar customer service and meaningful value while ensuring safety and compliance. In fiscal year 2019 alone, we accepted over 300 applications, approving over 200 permits, with an increase of 50% in FY 2020, averaging approval time in 1 or 2 review sessions, turning out over 1,000 projects since its inception. So I just wanted to bring up a few notable projects that we have or have completed. In Ward 6 at 810 New Jersey Avenue Northwest, we have a new affordable mixed-use building of 104 units, covering over 100,000 square feet. In Ward 6 at 809 Kennedy Street Northwest, a new affordable senior housing development with 38 units covering over 10,000 square feet. Lastly, we have Ward 4, the Walter Reed Children's National Research and Innovation Campus Project, covering over 500,000 square feet to note. And that's just a few mentioned here. So our APR team is dedicated to providing a personalized level of customer service, rapid responses, and going beyond the standard expectations for delivery. While the accelerated speed of plan reviewing is a major benefit to our community and its economic growth, I would like to emphasize that DCRA remains focused on compliance and the district residents' safety. Before COVID-19 struck our lives, the program was well underway for going digital through a pilot program called Project X, testing the experience of going virtual and fast-tracking this shift. This change worked to the benefit of our customers, cutting significant costs and time. Plans are now reviewed through shared databases, and review sessions are exclusively moderated and conducted through WebEx, allowing for real-time commentaries. At this point, you're probably wondering or asking yourselves, how can I participate to apply for the APR program? There are criteria to be met. We have a program guide where you will find requirements and fees associated in preparing you for an immediate acceptance into the program, including how to navigate through our sister agencies before and during the process. Our team works closely with them to ensure standards and timelines are being met with committed sister agency reviewers. I encourage those of you who are interested to please visit our website at www.dcra.gov, where you will find step-by-step assistance. You can also email us directly and ask for me, and I will support you directly through our email, dcra@acceleratedreview.dc.gov, for any inquiry. I'd now like to introduce to you William Liggins, Director of DC Revenue Bond Program. Thank you.
Good morning, DC family. I'm William Liggins, Director of the DC Revenue Bond Program, and welcome to DMPED's March Madness. In keeping with the theme, let's start with a layup. The DC Revenue Bond Program provides very low interest loans to 501c3 nonprofits and entities that qualify as manufacturers. These loans assist with capital expenditures, acquisition, renovation, and construction. Almost every university in the city has used the program, private and charter schools, social service organizations, and many associations. Move on to the jump shot. With these transactions, the district is not loaning the borrower the funds, nor are we co-signing on the loan. The borrower is responsible for the debt service and bringing a bank to the table. Now, the free throw. We are able to help you navigate this process. Several organizations have taken advantage of this program, and many of them have used for different projects over the years. Howard University, KIP, Far Southeast Collaborative, just to name a few. Now the three-pointer. The economic development tool has been used to the tune of $13 billion since 1994. Our assistant coach, Deputy Mayor Falchicchio, has given us great support and allowed us to be aggressive with the program, and our great head coach, Mayor Bowser, has provided a game plan to keep the program going. Don't foul out. Get in the game and get a part of DC's March Madness. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Will. Will, you got to come back over here for a sec. Will, come here for a sec. I don't think people appreciate it with you standing behind the podium, the full outfit. So thank you for being here, and thank you for highlighting the program. Great,
Wow,
thank you. I love the whistle, too. That's a great addition. So that closes out the housing portion of the program, but we want to move on to the next portion. So as we talked about earlier, we're going to be talking about DC Hope all day. So if you want to join the conversation on social media, use the hashtag DC Hope, and that'll allow us to see your comments, your questions, and really get your feedback. Now, this is the portion of the program that I know a lot of folks have been waiting for. So sit up, get your pencils ready, get that laptop ready to take notes, because this is what I consider one of the most exciting parts of the program, where we talk about opportunity. So in a moment, you're going to hear from our partners in the economic development cluster, from across the district government speak about upcoming projects that will help us move closer to our economic development goals, including a strong focus on affordable housing. So you'll hear from our partners in several government agencies that are working to ensure our communities are vibrant, resourceful, and places where everyone can thrive. So this is our 7th March Madness, and I want to bring to the stage someone who has appeared at each and every one of them, who helped conceive the notion of March Madness, and that is our Director of Real Estate for DempEd, Sarosh Adpadwala. And he's going to kick off a series of announcements, and we're excited to have him back for the 7th time here at March Madness. So with that, Sarosh.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Falchicchio. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Sarosh Adpadwala, Director of Real Estate at DempEd. Today, I will provide an update on the RFPs we are issuing. I echo our Deputy Mayor's enthusiasm about the progress we have made and everything that we have been able to deliver for the residents of the district. I am grateful for Mayor Bowser and Deputy Mayor Falchicchio's leadership, my team's countless hours and dedication, the community's continued engagement and support, and of course to all of you, the industry, for your partnerships to make these projects a reality. Thank you. This year, we continue our focus on expanding inclusive prosperity, creating new pathways to the middle class, and providing much-needed affordable housing across the district. First up, we have 3 parcels at the St. Elizabeth East campus. Since 2015, Mayor Bowser has made significant headway in redeveloping the St. Elizabeth East campus. She opened the entertainment and sports arena, home to the WNBA world champion Washington Mystics. She opened the residences at St. Elizabeth, a beautiful adaptive reuse of the historic CT campus at the heart of St. Elizabeth, fully leased now with 252 apartments. She broke ground yesterday on the district towns at St. Elizabeth, offering home ownership at the campus, 88 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath townhomes with 30% of the units set aside for affordable incomes. And of course, the new community hospital, an innovative state-of-the-art hospital with over 130 inpatient beds, level 2 neonatal intensive care, newborn delivery, and women's services, an over $300 million investment. This year, we are issuing parcels 7, 8, and 9. Parcel 7 currently houses the RISE Demonstration Center, which is a tremendous community asset, and DempEd specifies that there be no gap in those amenities provided to the community. As part of Mayor Bowser's East of the River leasing strategy, DempEd is collaborating with DGS to include over 200,000 square feet of district tenancy to be included at the parcels. Parcels 8 and 9 include historically designated buildings that must be preserved and rehabilitated. The project should create strong retail activity and promote a vibrant, walkable, and pedestrian-friendly neighborhood character with a high degree of visual continuity along street corridors. This RFP is scheduled to be released today. Next up, we have 1234 Good Hope Road Southeast. Also in Ward 8, at the corner of Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue and Good Hope Road Southeast. This property is directly across the street from MLK Gateway, which Mayor Bowser RFP'd in 2016, broke ground on in 2020, and will open phase 1 of this summer, welcoming DC-based Enlightened, which is a leading cyber technology company bringing 150 employees from their downtown location to historic Anacostia. Phase 2 of MLK Gateway will house DHCD's headquarters, and DempEd contemplates a housing agencies cluster at 1234 Good Hope Road to include other public agencies focused on housing. This site is a good-sized site. It's over 2.5 acres with excellent transportation to I-295 and I-395. It is conveniently located to the Navy Yard and Capitol Hill via the 11th Street Bridge and is just up the street from Reunion Square, which was made possible with Ward 8's first tax increment financing, TIF, investment. The project should include high-quality commercial office, mixed-use buildings with ground floor retail and other amenities. This RFP is scheduled to be released this spring. Next, we have 501 Rhode Island Avenue Northeast, also known as Engine 12. It is an active working fire station, and continuous FEMS operations during redevelopment is a requirement in the RFP. Engine 12 is located in Ward 5, a short walk south of the Rhode Island Brentwood Metro Station. The site is just under 1 acre, and this is an ideal site for a mix of uses, including commercial, residential, and neighborhood serving retail. This RFP will also be released in the spring. Finally, This year, we have a unique faith-based initiative collaboration between DEMPED and the Southern Baptist Church, which was organized in 1927, almost 100 years ago. Pretty amazing. It is important for the district to provide opportunities and solutions for faith organizations, particularly historically African American churches, to stay in the district. Many churches sell their property outright as their land value increases. However, DEMPED will require that this development use a ground lease structure to ensure that the church maintains ownership of their land and benefits from it in the long term. Furthermore, since churches are not developers, by partnering with DEMPED, the Southern Baptist Church will benefit from DEMPED's real estate expertise and our professional team to ensure they receive a fair and equitable deal. This site is on the corner of New Jersey and L Street Northwest, across the street from Walker Jones Educational Campus. The site is approximately 15,000 square feet. It's shaped like an L, and it surrounds the Southern Baptist Church on two sides. The site is in a predominantly residential neighborhood, 1 block west of DEMPED's Northwest 1 project, which Mayor Bowser broke ground on last year. This RFP will also be released in the spring. For more information on these projects, please visit our website, DEMPED.dc.gov, and we look forward to continuing to work with all of you, the community, and our agency partners on developments in Washington, D.C. With that, I would like to transition to our next speaker, Polly Donaldson, Director of the Department of Housing and Community Development, to tell you about opportunities from her agency. Please help me in welcoming Director Donaldson.
Thank you so much, Sarosh, and good morning, everyone. I'm Polly Donaldson, Director of the Department of Housing and Community Development, and it is great to be back with you here at March Madness. Over the past year, these unprecedented times have only made it clearer that we need to build and preserve more affordable housing in our city, and I am happy today to continue our tradition of announcing opportunities to do just that. First, this is the first of two larger solicitations. We have 58th Street and Dix Street, a vacant 32,300 square foot lot located in Ward 7's Deanwood neighborhood. It is currently zoned MU4, and we think it's a terrific site to build impactful, much-needed affordable housing. The solicitation for 58th and Dix will be released in the first week of May. Next, we have an almost 13,000 square foot vacant lot in Ward 8's Congress Heights neighborhood. The site is currently zoned RA1 and situated across the street from a giant grocery store and just blocks from the Congress Heights Metro stop. With your partnership, we are excited to see this site turned into affordable housing, helping to continue our push towards the mayor's housing goals. Shifting gears, I wanted to talk with our partners at DEMPED and across Mayor Bowser's administration. We recognize the need to build a more equitable and inclusive DC. One way we intend to do this is through our announcement today of a number of opportunities that will help small, local, and disadvantaged businesses and people build capacity and gain the experience needed to participate in and contribute to the development in our city. Similar to the equitable inclusion priorities you may recognize from recent DEMPED solicitations, the following opportunities will prioritize teams that maximize equity and inclusion in their proposals to rehabilitate these improved lots into affordable housing. In the interest of time, I will keep my comments brief, but please know that these solicitations will all be released in early May. First, we have 905 R Street Northwest, a beautiful row home rehab opportunity located in Ward 6, right across the street from where the new Banneker High School at the former Shaw Middle School site. Next, we have 1106 3rd Street Northeast, another row home located just blocks south of Union Market and the NOMA Metro stop. Moving to Ward 5, we have another row home at 1325 Montello Avenue Northeast that is ripe for rehabilitation directly east of Gallaudet University in the Trinidad neighborhood. Next, 202 36th Street Southeast is a semi-detached home located in Ward 7's Fort DuPont neighborhood. At 42446 6th Street Southeast, we have one of the larger opportunities with this multi-unit building in Ward 8's Congress Heights neighborhood. And finally, we have 3 vacant buildings at 4324, 4226, and 4338 Howley Terrace Southeast in Ward 8's Bellevue neighborhood that will be excellent units of affordable housing after you help us rehabilitate them. While that concludes our real estate opportunities, I would like to quickly mention that DHCD, along with its sister agencies, continues to push towards our affordable housing goals and work towards achieving 36,000 units by 2025, of which, as you have heard earlier, 12,000 of those units will be affordable. We only recover from the pandemic with a more equitable and inclusive Washington, D.C. If we keep doing everything we can to build and preserve more affordable housing, especially in our areas of high need and high opportunity. And to that end, I am very happy to announce the regulations for the tax abatement for affordable housing for high-need affordable housing areas will be shortly released for public comment on DHCD's website. Coupled with that, I am also extremely excited to announce that after Herculean efforts by my team at DHCD and across the administration to identify and secure new sources of affordable housing funding, we will be announcing later this week the selection of additional affordable housing projects for further underwriting, bringing more affordable homes into the district's pipeline. I will close by thanking Mayor Bowser for the opportunity to join you all today and look forward to working with you all to build a more equitable and inclusive DC. And now it's my pleasure to introduce the newly confirmed Executive Director and CEO of the DC Housing Finance Agency, Christopher Donald. Christopher.
Thank you, Polly. Good morning. My name is Christopher Donald, and I am the Executive Director and CEO of the District of Columbia's Housing Finance Agency. We invest in affordable housing and neighborhood development by delivering the most efficient form of capital in the marketplace and to create homeownership opportunities for those typically not available to avail themselves of them. Through Mayor Bowser's leadership, we continue to expand our programs. Today, I'm providing an update on the redevelopment of our headquarters at 815 Florida Avenue at the corner of 9th and Florida Avenue Northwest. In 2020, DCHFA issued an RFQ to qualify teams to provide concepts for development for our property. One of the key selection criteria was inclusion and equity, and all of the teams that were qualified in that round were led by minority or traditionally excluded firms. The agency had selected 4 finalists from the responses, and 4 of the developers designated as finalists included the Jair Lynch Real Estate Partners Firm, Neighborhood Development in partnership with Enterprise, the Enterprise companies, Cadita, U Street Parking, and TM Associates were another team, and the final team was a partnership between Somerset Development and IBF Development. Those proposals are currently under review, and we anticipate making a decision on awarding that opportunity by May of this year and potentially starting the disposition process later on this year. Thank you for the opportunity, and now it is my pleasure to introduce one of the hardest working men in affordable housing, Mr. Tyrone Garrett, Executive Director at the DC Housing Authority. Mr. Garrett.
Thank you, Chris. Good morning again, Tyrone Garrett, DC Housing Authority Executive Director. It is a pleasure to be with you this morning to share some exciting news about the happenings and bid opportunities at the DCHA. As you may know, in 2019, we unveiled the DCHA's transformation plan. Our people, our portfolio, our plan, a 20-year roadmap to fully modernize DCHA's portfolio. The transformation plan unlocked deeper conversations with Mayor Bowser and the district and the DC Council. DCHA is proud to partner with the district as they have supported our rehabilitation efforts in the tune of almost $90 million in fiscal year 20 and 21. We have started several long-delayed projects, began long-range planning, engaged our residents and advocates, and we're fine-tuning the plan and will announce Transformation 2.0 in May. As for today's March Madness, I will say DCHA is one of the largest landlords in the city with over 8,000 units. Most were built in 1950 and are beyond repair. One of the first projects that I'd like to highlight is the historically designated Langston Terrace. DCHA will soon be releasing in the spring a solicitation for master planning services for Langston Terrace located in Ward 5. DCHA hopes to achieve many objectives through this master planning effort, including, first and foremost, provide residents with improved living conditions that provide enhanced opportunities for economic empowerment and community. Formulate a plan for rehabilitation and maintenance of the existing historical designated residential buildings. Assess feasibility and provide guidance for future development to maximize affordable housing production. Increase the connectivity between Langston Terrace and surrounding neighborhood assets. Develop options for use for the heating plant and vacant parcel, including potential commercial uses. Reconceptualize an open space concept for Langston Terrace to enhance residents' opportunity to access physical activity, play, and recreational opportunities for all ages, using active design practices. Develop a comprehensive sustainable plan that reflects the district's future redevelopment requirements. In April, DCHA will soon be releasing a solicitation for commercial real estate brokerage services. It explores a new lease opportunity, sublease opportunity, or acquisition options for the relocation of its current headquarters at 1133 North Capitol Street, Northeast. DCHA is currently refining their specific needs, but the parameters for the search will include approximately 50 to 70,000 square foot of Class A or Class B commercial space available for lease, sublease, or acquisition. DCHA is seeking a brokerage partner to assist in identifying and qualifying potential locations, conducting due diligence, and representing the DCHA in negotiating the selected real estate transaction to minimize DCHA's overall occupancy cost. In the coming months, DCHA will issue a separate individual solicitation for both squares at 739 and 768 as part of its redevelopment of the Capital Carrollsburg within the Capitol Riverfront neighborhood of Ward 6. Both sites are adjacent to Canal Park. Square 739 is roughly 1.6 acres near the intersection of New Jersey Ave and K Street Southeast. About a block away is Square 768, roughly 1 acre, and between K and L Streets, and bounded by 2nd Place and 3rd Street Southeast. These parcels, both of which are mixed-use, high-density sites in the district's land use map, provide a key opportunity to produce a significant number of DCHA replacement units and additional affordable units in a high-opportunity neighborhood that is rich to the access of transportation, employment opportunities, high-performing schools, and retail amenities. These are exciting new opportunities to partner with the DCHA, and we move as quickly as we possibly can to create new mixed income and mixed use communities with a focus always on our fellow Washingtonians, most in need of safe and affordable housing options. Thank you. With all in great respect, I would like to now introduce Delano Hunter, the Director of Parks and Recreation.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Delano Hunter, Director of the DC Department of Parks and Recreation, and I'm very excited to be here with you this morning. DPR is one of the largest landowners in the district with more than 900 acres of green space, 365 parks, 101 playgrounds, 70 recreation facilities, and over 50 aquatic facilities and features. Our agency has direct and lasting impacts on every age group, and our spaces provide significant social value to residents across the district. DPR is working with our sister agency, the Department of General Services, to create exciting opportunities for those of you joining us today. We have many upcoming projects, but I'd like to briefly highlight 3 of those with you this morning. The Fort DuPont Ice Arena is located at 3779 Eli Place Southeast in Ward 7, adjacent to the Nationals Youth Baseball Academy. DPR is working with Quinn Evans and Perkins and Will Architecture to complete the design of a new ice arena that will replace the existing aging facility. The new facility will include a single NHL-sized ice sheet, as well as expanded locker facilities, support facilities, and a community meeting room. The updated design meets the overall goals of the project to provide a modern skating facility to serve the residents of the district, specifically the residents of Wards 7 and 8. DGS, on behalf of DPR, will issue an RFP for a construction manager in May 2021. The Anacostia Recreation Center will be a new addition to DPR's inventory. This new standalone facility will be constructed adjacent to Ketchum Elementary School in the Anacostia community and will include a gymnasium, fitness room, teaching and demonstration kitchen, classrooms, and flexible multi-purpose rooms. Outdoor amenities being considered include a playground, splash pad, basketball courts, a running and walking track, security, lighting, and supplemental parking. DPR has been working with the DLR Group, Ketchum Elementary School, and the Anacostia community to complete a concept design for the facility and campus improvements. This investment will fill a gap in the recreational programming within the Anacostia community, as well as provide a safe haven for residents of all ages. DGS, on behalf of DPR, will be issuing an RFP for a construction manager in June 2021. DPR is currently working with DMPED on the development of the parks at Walter Reed. The 66-acre redevelopment of the former Walter Reed Army Medical Center will redefine city living and put the outdoors within easy reach. As part of the development efforts, DPR will build a new outdoor pool and pool house to serve residents in the community. The proposed program includes a new outdoor pool with lap lanes and children's play area, splash features with zero entrance for ADA accessibility. The pool house will involve the adaptive reuse of an existing historic facility currently located on the Walter Reed campus. DGS, on behalf of DPR, will be issuing an RFP for a design builder in May 2021. Thank you for your participation today and for your interest in improving the District of Columbia. As we continue, please help me in welcoming Keith Anderson, Director of the DC Department of General Services.
Thank you, Director Hunter, and good morning, everyone. I am Keith Anderson, the Director of the DC Department of General Services, known as DGS. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Mayor Muriel Bowser and Deputy Mayor John Falchicchio for the opportunity to once again present at the annual March Madness Economic and Development Showcase. DGS builds, maintains, and sustains over 840 district-owned properties where we are the construction implementing agency for government agencies. They are our clients. It is an extremely vital job that we do at DGS to develop and grow the district based on the needs of our client agencies and, most importantly, our residents. I am excited to present to you a few solicitations from various DGS divisions. First up is a project from the DGS Capital Construction Services Division on behalf of DCPS located in Ward 7. Aton Elementary School will undergo a modernization to support their academic and instructional programming. The modernization will include, among other elements, full renovation of the classrooms and core spaces, upgraded mechanical systems, restoration of the exterior, new roofing, new fixtures, furniture, and equipment, site improvements, new technology infrastructure, and other interior improvements. The school will also be modernized to include space for a child development center. The solicitation will be released this spring or summer for a project completion date of summer of 2024. The project has a budget of approximately $44 million. Next is another project from the DGS Capital Construction Services Division. This is a DPR project that you heard about from Director Hunter. The Fort DuPont Ice Arena, located in Ward 7. The new construction of the ice skating arena will include larger locker rooms, more storage space, greater spectator seating and viewing areas, administrative spaces, and offices for faculty and coaches, a new commercial food space, maintenance and utility room. This arena will now provide the ability for increased multi-generational programming. The design for this project has already begun, and the solicitation for a general contractor will go out this spring for a 2023 completion. The project has a budget of $23 million. The next project is also a capital construction project located at Lewis Crow Park in Ward 5. This project is an excellent example of how community and multiple government agencies work together for a common goal. Residents in the Ivy City community have been seeking access to recreational space. DGS currently does not have any assets in Ivy City which are appropriate for recreational use. However, DMPED does have the Crummell School asset within its portfolio, which is planned for future redevelopment. Given this, DPR is pursuing a two-phased approach to ensure that the Ivy City community has access to recreational space as soon as possible, while also putting a long-term access plan into place, with the support of DGS as the implementing agency. Phase 1 of the plan will be an interim use of the DMPED asset at Crummell School, in which DGS will deliver the construction of 2 new basketball courts, new chain link fencing, benches surrounding the courts, game area with hopscotch and foursquare courts, and a new ADA entrance off Gallaudet Street. This work is currently in the planning phase with DPR and DMPED. There will also be a new solicitation for the new interim recreation amenities at Crummell this month for the completion in spring. Phase 2 of the plan is to acquire Lewis Crow Park in Ivy City, which is currently in the DC Housing Authority portfolio. DGS is currently engaged in acquisition negotiations with DCHA, and after acquisitions, we will deliver new amenities at the park on behalf of DPR. Next comes from the DGS Portfolio Division. On behalf of the Office of the Chief Financial Officer, DGS is seeking to lease space for the OCFO, which will range from approximately 325,000 square feet to 375,000 square feet, and at least 5,000 square feet of ground floor space. It is preferred that the OCFO be the sole occupant of the building, other than the ground floor. The district will consider existing and to-be-constructed office buildings, and the lease term is 10 to 15 years, and proposals should include full rent. I am happy to announce the RFS for this is being released today. This is a big week for DMPED and DGS at St. Elizabeth's in Ward 8. The St. Elizabeth's East Campus redevelopment project is a major economic and community benefits project. We broke ground yesterday on 88 new townhomes and a new 750-space parking garage. An upcoming IFB will be released for the 13th Street development on the St. Elizabeth's East Campus. The project includes construction of a new roadway and related infrastructure for the intersection of Cherry Street Southeast to Pecan Street Southeast. There are many more exciting project phases to come for the St. Elizabeth's campus, including the solicitations, which you heard earlier, for parcels 7, 8, and 9 on the St. Elizabeth's campus. And finally, from the DGS Sustainability and Energy and Portfolio Division, there is an Energy Savings Agreement Award we will grant. This ESA will be the first of its kind for the district government, whereby a vendor will identify and implement a full range of energy and water-saving measures at over 20 government facilities with minimal to no upfront cost to the city. This ESA will significantly reduce energy, water, operating and maintenance costs, and reduce greenhouse gases from district government facilities. Energy upgrades are paid for by a portion of the cost savings resulting from the improvements over a set term. The RFP for this ESA will be released this spring. These projects are just a few of the fascinating solicitations DGS has on the horizon. For a full list of our available solicitations, please visit DGS at dgs.dc.gov. Now I'll turn the program back over to Deputy Mayor Falchicchio. Thank you, everyone.
Please welcome to the stage the Director of the Department of Small and Local Business Development, Christy Whitfield, and the Director of the Office of Cable Television, Film, and Music Entertainment, Angie Gates.
Good morning. I'm Angie Gates, Director of the Office of Cable Television, Film, Music, and Entertainment.
And I'm Christy Whitfield, the Director of the Department of Small and Local Business Development.
Well, I know it's March Madness, and I don't know how everyone's brackets are lining up. Mine are not so good. But we're also celebrating Women's History Month. It's an honor and a privilege to serve alongside so many amazing women in Mayor Bowser's cabinet. As a member of the DMPED cluster, under the leadership of Deputy Mayor Falchicchio, and with the support of Mayor Bowser, OCTFME has played an important role in the economic recovery of our diverse and vibrant creative community. As we all know, DC is the home of go-go, and we are investing in our artists, our musicians, our theaters, and the film industries. We have made investments in the 202 Creates residency program, which teaches our creative entrepreneurs how to start and build their businesses. We continue to support the Creative Economy Career Access Program, CCAP, where participants receive paid on-the-job training for 1 year. These are just 2 programs we offer to DC residents, helping them to thrive and succeed right here in DC.
We know that our small businesses will be an essential part of the engine that helps drive the recovery efforts across the Central Business District and throughout all our neighborhoods. The resilience and the ingenuity of our entrepreneurial community continues to be an inspiration to us all. Thanks to the leadership of Mayor Bowser and Deputy Mayor Falchicchio, Washington, D.C. has set the example of how government can support the local economy. Their leadership ensured that D.C. was the first jurisdiction in the region to apply for and to be granted the essential federal support that would help carry us through. And based on her unwavering and unapologetic support of the local business community, our mayor amassed over $150 million in grant funding to help the local business survive, pivot, and thrive. And despite the overwhelming challenges of the past year, thanks to the leadership of Mayor Bowser, in fiscal year 20, we broke a once unimaginable barrier of spending over $1 billion with small and local businesses.
So without further ado, it's our pleasure to welcome DC's first female 2-term mayor who's fighting the good fight for statehood and ensuring hope for our nation's capital, Mayor Muriel Bowser.
Well, good morning, everybody. And let me thank Director Gates and Director Whitfield for that wonderful introduction. I also like to thank all of our DMPED team and all of the agencies that are supporting economic growth and development in Washington, D.C., affordable housing in Washington, D.C., and of course, getting ready for the district's economic comeback. I'm excited to be here for our 7th March Madness. It's hard for me to believe that this annual March Madness event has reached its 7th year. We started back in 2015 to provide everyone in the development and business community a look at what's coming and how your business can benefit and be a part of the district's growth. Over time, we've introduced more than 40 projects to the business community. This is where we introduced the entertainment and sports arena. We talked about the continued development of the Wharf and Walter Reed and so many projects in between. And today we have some big updates on a project that hasn't always been easy, but is certainly worth the effort, and it will be worth the wait. And that's the Skyland Town Center. This year will be a landmark year for Skyland. We'll deliver the Crest, the first residential property to open at the site. We'll break ground on new retail, including Lidl and Starbucks and more. And when I say more, I'm not exaggerating. Today, we have some updates on businesses that have signed leases at Skyland. Let me start with a DC favorite, the Roaming Rooster will open their 4th DC location at Skyland. We've also signed a lease with Ann Pizza for their 10th DC location, and Mezza for their 2nd DC location. And we're also welcoming a new South American street food spot, Mizo, as well as a new tropical smoothie location. So there's going to be no shortage of great food at Skyland, and that good food also means more opportunity for DC residents. And so I know it's taking some time, but what we're seeing at Skyland is a development that matches the vision of its community. There will be upwards of 450 new homes, a grocery store, and so many more amenities that equal jobs and jobs for DC residents. So I want to thank everyone who is playing a pivotal role in moving Skyland forward, especially the Ward 7 community, our business partners, and of course, our teams at DMPED, past and present. I look forward to the continuing groundbreaking development there, and I look forward to ribbon cuttings even more. Thank you so much for your participation in this year's March Madness. Stay tuned, participate, and be ready for our economic comeback.
Please welcome to the stage the Deputy Mayor for Planning and Economic Development, John Falchicchio.
Thank you, Mayor Bowser. We're excited for the future of Skyland, and I'm definitely looking forward to celebrating the arrival of Lidl, a much-needed grocer east of the river. Now we're going to talk about how we're working to spread prosperity throughout the district's small business community. Since the COVID-19 public health emergency began in March, the district has made more than $150 million available to support small and local businesses and nonprofits through various funding opportunities, including the Bridge Fund, the Small Business Microgrant Program, the Ward 7 and 8 Microgrant Program, the Small Business Resiliency Fund, the DC Child Care Provider Relief Fund, the Legacy Business Supplemental Microgrant Program, and the Streetery Winter Ready grants in partnership with the Mayor's Office of Nightlife and Culture. I'm kind of tired just reading the list. But we'll also are proud of our effort to support business in other ways. So we've handed out PPE to thousands of small businesses so that they have the resources they need to protect their visitors, their customers, and their workers, most importantly. And we'll keep supporting small businesses as we move closer to the better normal, because we know they've been pivoting, and pivoting has not been easy. So to speak more about our exciting opportunities and partnerships with the local business community, please welcome DMPED's Director of Business Development and Strategy, Sabangale Cook.
Hello, March Madness. Thank you, Deputy Mayor, for inviting me to talk about some exciting new initiatives from DMPED Business Development Unit. Today, Mayor Bowser and DMPED are thrilled to relaunch Export DC. Export DC will give DC-based businesses the opportunity to expand internationally and will provide assistance to support pre-approved international marketing activities and trade missions. We're proud to partner with the DC Chamber of Commerce on this program. This program will offer one-on-one counseling, business-to-business opportunities through networking events, strategic support, including participating in international trade missions, and supporting the development of international strategies. DMPED is allocating $7,500 towards the round of funding for these businesses. 10 businesses will be awarded and given the opportunity to attend the district's virtual trade mission in Greece on May 19th, 2021. Registration is currently open and will close on April 15th at 5 p.m., so please apply today. For more information, please register, visit www.dcchamber.org/exportdc. You can also contact Export DC to ask any questions or understand of any other opportunities through exportdc@dc.gov. Speaking of small businesses, I'm excited to be here to share another exciting announcement related to small businesses. I'm sure everyone has heard of our Great Streets program, and today I'm here and excited to announce the recipients of this year's awards. We are awarding 50 businesses up to $2.2 million. And with that, let's take a look at our 2021 Great Street Grantees recipients.
Great Streets is the district's commercial revitalization initiative led by the Office of the Deputy Mayor for Planning and Economic Development. It is designed to support existing small businesses, attract new businesses, increase the district's tax base, create new job opportunities for district residents, and transform emerging corridors into thriving and inviting neighborhood centers. Great Streets has grown into a multi-year program that has supported hundreds of small businesses in 13 corridors throughout the district. DMPED fosters economic development on the Great Streets corridors by investing in small businesses development via the Great Streets Grant for qualified small business owners who wish to improve and grow their places of business.
I'm Ana Reyes with El Tamarindo.
I am Evelyn Andrade with El Tamarindo.
And we are 2016 Great Streets alumni. The Great Street Grant contributed to the funds that we used to renovate our restaurant in 2016.
And the impact has allowed us to stay competitive.
The Great Street Grant made a huge impact on our business. It provided a financial cushion for us to be able to keep all of our staff employed, securing jobs, and helping us stay competitive in this very competitive environment. We'd like to congratulate this year's recipients of the Great Streets Grants.
Congratulations.
I'm Derek Young, co-owner, co-founder of Mahogany Books.
And hi, I'm Ramonda Young, co-owner, co-founder of Mahogany Books here in DC, and we are a proud alum of 2017 Great Street recipients.
The Great Streets Grant allowed us to make significant investments in our business when it comes to consulting as well as technology so that we can better serve our customers every day.
The impact has been tremendous. To be able to have fixtures and merchandise to prepare our customers and walk out with black books has been a great benefit of the grant. We wouldn't have been able to do it without it, and so we're so grateful for the opportunity to be recipients of the Great Street Grants, and so our customers can be impacted in an amazing way as well. We'd love to cheer on the 2021 Great Street recipients.
As we heard from Mahogany Books, El Tamarindo, and many of our former Great Street recipients, this investment is catalytic, transformative, and cements our commitment to place your bet on our small businesses.
Congratulations to the 2021 Great Streets grantees. This year's grantees are a combination of new businesses and community anchors, an impressive group of entrepreneurs who represent the diversity of DC. Mayor Bowser knows when you invest and support local businesses, You're not just investing in a business, you're investing in the people they hire and the neighborhood they serve. And that's why we have awarded more than $22.6 million to local businesses through Great Streets. We know these grants are especially important this year. Our local businesses have worked hard to stay open and keep people employed during this pandemic by pivoting operations and going above and beyond to keep our community healthy. So thank you, congratulations, and remember, as Mayor Bowser says, we're all in this together and we'll get through this together.
To learn more about the Great Streets program and funding opportunities, visit www.greatstreets.dc.gov or email us at greatstreets@dc.gov.
Once again, I do want to congratulate the fiscal year 2021 Great Streets recipients. We're excited that you are a part of the Great Streets family. Now we have a very special treat today. I'm pleased to welcome two folks to the stage here. We have Mr. Andre Byers, founder of New Era Ventures, and Josh Saltzman, founder of WeWork. We have them here today because we wanted to talk a little bit about a pilot that was introduced last year. It's called Shop in the District, the Shop in the District campaign. Mayor Bowser's administration felt it was very important for us to identify how we can support and help our small businesses, our retailers, identify other infusions of cash and consumer opportunities through e-commerce. These two gentlemen here on the stage are residents here in DC and are innovators. They, as a part of the Shop in the District platform, which is a shopping platform for retailers, also played a significant role. In addition to residents taking an opportunity to consume goods through the Shop in the District platform, we took it to the next level. There was an opportunity to also create delivery as well. So Andre Byers from New Era Ventures has his tech platform called Near Delivery, delivers retail goods to residents here in the District of Columbia. And also Josh Saltzman, thank you so much for being here, delivers also goods, food through restaurants and the like. I'd love for them to talk a little bit about this experience, this pilot that we introduced. And so both of you, either one of you can start first, talk a little bit about what was the origin story for your businesses?
So I'll go first. The origin of Near Delivery started with, it was innovation from struggle. I am the father of Naya and Zuri Byers. They are the owners of Honey Bunny Boutique. And I say that often because, crazy enough, short, brief story, I emailed and had a conversation with a business about electric cars, and the reply was, I saw that you know Honey Bunny. How do you know Naya and Zuri? Oh my God. And I was just like, oh, I'm their father. And she's like, no. And I'm just like, yeah. So apparently I live in their shadow now. And when I told them, my oldest, Naya, who is now 12, she was like, of course, Dad, you're lame. We're more popular than you are. But about 5 years ago, before they were as well known and popular as they are today, we were struggling because Honey Bunny Boutique is on Capitol Hill, but it is not on the corner of Main and Main. And so we were trying to constantly figure out, how do you get in front of people when they are accustomed to buying their skincare when they go to the grocery store, when they go to their general merchandising store. And so we were trying to figure out what's the best way to have an all-natural skincare store be more convenient. And so we decided we were just going to begin to offer delivery, local delivery within DC. And so we began to do that. And at the time, I was also the president and CEO of a development corporation that does small business technical assistance. And I saw the same problem across the district where more and more small businesses were beginning to see their market share dwindle because as more and more consumers began to shop online, they weren't fit for it. They didn't have an online delivery platform. They didn't have online sales at all. Okay. And so I was like, our business is not the only one struggling in that way. So let's expand and include more businesses.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much. How about you, Josh?
So our idea was born purely out of the pandemic. I'm a small business owner myself. Outside of DC.gov, I'm one of the owners of Ivan and Tony Bar. We were struggling just like all restaurants and all small businesses in the city when the pandemic started.
Right.
And we hopped online to the large delivery platforms like Grubhub and Uber Eats and found that we were struggling and that the exorbitant prices that we paid. Oh, thank you. The prices that we had to pay to participate on those platforms and the service we were receiving and that our customers were receiving was not what we wanted to put out there. And it was not emblematic of proper business practices. And we saw that other restaurants were struggling just like us. So we came up with the idea that if the big guys can do it, we can do this locally, we can keep more dollars here locally, and we can do it more responsibly. So we launched DC.gov in May of last year, right in Shaw, near our bar, Ivy and Coney, and we've been slowly expanding out all over the district to try to help as many restaurants with a platform that is local, keeps money local, provides local jobs.
I think that's fantastic. And you're actually leaning into what my next question is. What is so unique about these platforms and what was exciting in partnering with both of you as innovators is that your delivery models are unique. They're not like most of the delivery models that we've seen that most people consume and take advantage of or subscribe to. Talk to the uniqueness of what is different about the platforms that you both developed as it pertains to workforce.
Andre, if you want to.
Yeah, so for us, what is different is we aren't like your typical local delivery platform because we deliver across the district. And I live in Ward 8, and I understand how frustrating it can be with the retail options that you have. And so the thought was, let's just break open the concept of you can only walk down the street and get the same local goods, but if you are in a retail desert, that you have to be confined in that way. And so that is probably the most unique aspect of it, is that we deliver the same day, but we have no half-mile radius for any other retailers because unlike food, we don't have to.
And what about your drivers and folks that you employ? It's not similar to your other competitors, your national competitors out there?
Absolutely. So unlike some of the main competitors where you are a contractor and you have your own car and you only clock in the hours that you desire to work, we employ full-time employees. We have our own small fleet of cars. And so people have benefits, $15 an hour jobs. And so we just hope to continue to expand that and increase the number of jobs that we're able to provide.
Absolutely. Josh, how about yourself?
It was a similar impetus for us, especially with creating jobs. And it was heartbreaking as a restaurant owner to have to lay off the majority of our staff at the beginning of the pandemic. And one of the things that we really wanted to do with DC.gov was get people back to work and provide them stable jobs and get away from the exploitative market of 1099 and subcontractors that large third-party delivery platforms use because it doesn't work for anyone and it's a broken system, and we need to be able to provide jobs for people that pay a livable wage and so that everyone in the city can prosper. And that was one of the big pushes that we've been working on and trying to make with DC.gov.
Absolutely. I think something else that's also unique in the design of both of your innovations here for Shop in the District and just beyond is that you guys created and lowered the barriers for businesses to take advantage of an opportunity like this. Can you talk about the design of how you all modeled your entry into, into doing delivery? So small businesses, there's not a huge leap or expense to sign on to these two different platforms. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Absolutely. So again, going back to Honey Bunny Boutique, my daughters are 12 and 7 years old, and their business is 6 years old. So we really started when Naya was 5, and Zuri was barely, not even crawling. And I lived beneath my means and amassed over $50,000 in cash. And then in the initial year, purchased a property and ended up spending close to $400,000, $500,000 on a concept for my daughters. And everyone was like, are you absolutely, I mean, I love my kids too, but $500,000 for a business for your daughters is absolutely insane. And I say that certainly not to boast or anything like that because it's nothing to boast about, but not everyone can do that. But the desire to be entrepreneurs and to expand one's financial wherewithal is within all of us. And so because I realized that not everyone has the ability to buy a brick and mortar space, but the desire is there, the thought was with near delivery, that's the beauty of technology. Like you can live in Ward 8, you can make the most amazing jewelry out of your kitchen, start a business, get on the online platform, and deliver across the district where there's absolutely no startup cost for you. Neil, you can just start your business. You don't have to set up a website. You don't have, the only transactions, the only fees you pay is when you actually sell something. And so you get on with no transaction fees.
There's no monthly
no startup costs, no brick and mortar space that you need, no rent that you have to pay. You only begin to incur fees when you begin to sell. So if you don't sell anything, you don't pay anything. So there's no startup costs.
That's fantastic. For you, Josh?
I would say that, the technology question is something that we struggle with as small business owners. I will admit that I am largely a technological troglodyte when it comes to, setting up websites and things like that. And that is a common theme, across restaurant owners and small business owners, and providing opportunities to reach customers online where so many of us are going for our daily shopping. And it makes sense to create platforms and marketplaces that keep that money local, that keep that support local, and also support those businesses where they're not just a dollar item, that, if you're on Near Delivery or you're on DC.gov, you're getting the support to help launch your business, teach how to use the technology. And I think that's a really important aspect and a really important usage of technology in small business today.
No, absolutely. Josh, what I also find very powerful about DC.gov is that obviously there are other competitors in the space that are doing food delivery, but the cost to do that is a little high. And so the fact that in your design, restaurateurs, businesses have the ability to sign on to DC.gov with a minimal expense to themselves or minimal cost to themselves, which I think is huge. And both of you all, it sounds like, in the design, not only from the consumer side of the house, but also from the entrepreneur, the businesses side of the house, that there is a low barrier to, a reduced barrier for them to take advantage of an opportunity like this to deliver and to also be able to reach new consumers. And I think that's also the really exciting thing that I've witnessed in this Shop in the District campaign is that you're introducing the city to businesses that they otherwise would have never met or engaged with, particularly on the retail side for durable goods, and then even on the restaurant side for DC.gov. So it's really exciting to be able to partner with you all in this pilot. My other question is, now in this pilot, what were some of the things you thought that you didn't expect or you thought were really exciting, and how has that shaped how you're going to move forward in this second phase of this idea, this concept that you guys, this business?
I'll tell you, for me, the most exciting part is it's great to work with the established businesses that have brick and mortar locations, and they are just already churning out deliveries because they already have an established consumer base within the district. We connect with them. We're just like, hey, let us do the deliveries that you were putting in the mail. It is fantastic to do that. But where I really find excitement is connecting with the startups that are still trying to figure out how to get onto the platform, how to be noticed, how to get consumer feedback and deliver their products and goods. So I think for us, that's where we would like to go. Continue to expand the number of brick and mortar shops that we've got, and they've got the experience, but also working with the startups, because like I said, I live in Ward 8, and the thought of being able to have a growing infrastructure of businesses in Ward 8 and Ward 7 that is delivering their products all across the district is so important to me. And so being able to provide like a dashboard that tells you how your business is doing and provides small business technical assistance, an old hat that I used to wear, to help grow those businesses is where I think we'd like to go.
Absolutely, makes sense. How about you, Josh?
For DC.gov, our biggest push is on expansion, making sure that we are covering everyone in the district, that there's options for everyone to eat, and that we're helping as many small businesses and restaurants as possible. And that's one of the things, is that it's the technology part is so difficult to overcome, and with everything that restaurants are going through, it's hard to add one more thing on to their plate, but our push is to really make it as easy as possible to get online, to utilize the system and reach customers, and use that for marketing and reaching out to consumers so that people know that we're here, that you're supporting local business all the way through and through, and all local jobs.
Absolutely, I agree. I think what's also really exciting and unique is that I haven't necessarily seen anything like this in other cities, and so that the fact that we started this in right before, I think it was Black Friday, we launched in November, and now after we've done this first pilot phase, entering into the phase 2, and also thinking about phase 3. Are there some other nuances that you guys are looking at? Obviously, bringing on more new businesses, I think that's exciting. More new restaurants. I know you're also doing delivery of also retail goods as well, so that's both exciting. I wonder, are there some other things in your crystal ball that you're looking forward to doing?
Yeah, for me, I tend to be a visionary in what I would like to see, and I come to find out that execution is not as easy as I hope. The vision is there, but then getting there is always difficult. But near delivery, in my mind, was always a precursor to New Era Capital. And New Era Capital, I've always envisioned local investment to where again, my neighbors, we've grown tired of begging lenders to invest in our communities and begging retailers to come. And so I always envision this notion where you can invest in your own neighborhood, in your own businesses. And so if we've got a good number of businesses on the platform and we can see how well they're doing and they're growing and growing, why not just open another access point to the portal to where potential investors, local investors, can say, hey, that coffee shop down the shop, I see they're trying to expand. They're looking for access to capital, which we know is an issue. Why don't I invest in that business so they can add another level? And I become an equity partner into that business that's down the street from me. So further down the line, what I would like to see is not only delivery, but then that delivery growing into an outgrowth of local businesses. And then that outgrowth of local businesses spurs this local, homegrown investment community that is in DC.
I like that idea. For you, Josh?
For us, it's really innovating how restaurants can participate in the local economy and how we can overcome so many of the difficulties that we've had during the pandemic. The Streetery program was a great example of restaurants innovating and working with the city, and we need to figure out new methods and new ways to reach customers online. And whether that's ordering ahead so that like you would plan a reservation, now you're planning your dinner ahead of time and having that delivered to your house, or planning parties once we're through with the pandemic, and we can all enjoy getting back together.
Right.
It's really giving restaurants the opportunity to reach their customers in as many ways as possible, and that's what we're really trying to work on and look forward to doing.
Well, I want to thank both you, Josh and Andre, for being here. I think one of the underlying themes that I heard today and some of the comments that you guys made is connection, connecting businesses to new consumers that they otherwise would have never met or engaged with. And as you guys continue to innovate in your own platforms, I'm certain that we'll be able to do that in our partnership with Shop in the District. So with that, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you. And last thing, I'm going to push this shameless plug. Please go to Shop in the District and support your local businesses here in DC. Thank you so much.
Please welcome to the stage the Deputy Mayor for Planning and Economic Development, John Falchicchio.
Thank you, Sabangle, Andre, and Josh for joining us today, and really for our residents, our businesses that are watching. Please be sure to support Near Delivery, WeWork, and our local businesses today. So at DemPed, and because of the mayor's leadership, we're committed to making sure that our city's prosperity is more inclusive. But that won't happen just by chance. It happens because we're intentional about expanding equity in our city, whether it's focusing on increasing access to fresh food, community services, and retail, or ensuring equitable access to district development opportunities. Mayor Bowser is working hard to give more residents a fair shot, and during this final portion of March Madness, we'll discuss our equity work, as well as our focus on getting the district to the other side of the pandemic. So with that, please help me in welcoming DemPed's Director of Equitable Development, Tim White.
Thank you, John. Good morning, everyone. My name is Tim White. I am the Director of Equitable Development in the Office of the Deputy Mayor for Planning and Economic Development. And today I will provide an update on DemPed's Equity RFP initiative that I launched last summer. In July, the mayor announced a new initiative for enhancing equity and making DC's prosperity more inclusive through an equity inclusion prioritization, or what we call the Equity RFP, that was added to the DemPed request for proposals. DemPed now prioritizes proposals that maximize by percent of ownership and control entities that are designated as resident-owned and disadvantaged business enterprises, or DBE. Also, any entities that include nonprofits and community institutions that are led by or majority controlled by individuals designated as socially disadvantaged under the Small Business Administration definition. And last year, our first equity RFP in 2020 was Langston and Slater schools. We could not have picked a better project to be the start of this initiative, as it was constructed for African American students back in 1891 and 1902. And we're also excited to share that the development community responded very well to this RFP, and we received 10 proposals for this project. Additionally, we received positive feedback for the 3 other equity RFPs from 2020, and that is the Malcolm X School located in Ward 8, the Hill East 2 located in Ward 7, and the Reeves Center that will be the home of the new NAACP headquarters. I am grateful that the mayor and the deputy mayor want to keep this going and make this a permanent part of the way we do business. The equity RFP language, as Sarosh mentioned earlier, will be included in all DemPed RFPs, the 4 DemPed RFPs mentioned earlier today, as well as similar language will be included in the Department of Housing and Community Development projects mentioned by Director Donaldson. I do want to do a plug like Sabangle and a quick programming note for this Friday. DemPed will be hosting a virtual networking session. The session will be an opportunity for developers to virtually rub elbows with potential partners, but specifically targeting partnering with certified DBEs or DBE eligible businesses. And so it'll be a great opportunity to expand your networks and to raise your visibility. And so please look out for more information on DemPed's social media platforms. And now I would like to introduce Latrina Owens, the Executive Director of the St. Elizabeth East Campus.
Thank you, Tim. Good morning. It is my pleasure to be here at March Madness 2021 to speak about how we are ensuring hope at the St. Elizabeth East development in the Congress Heights neighborhood of Ward 8. As you have heard, there is a lot to be excited about at St. Elizabeth East. We are moving the needle forward in so many ways under the leadership of Mayor Bowser and Deputy Mayor Falchecchio. Just yesterday, we broke ground on the District Town Townhomes and the 750-space Parcel 6 parking garage. Two very important milestones in our journey to revitalize the beautiful campus into a place for residents to shop, work, dine, and live. And I'm just going to give you just a couple of examples as to how we are providing hope: housing, opportunities, prosperity, and equity. As I stated in my points earlier, yesterday we broke ground on the 88-unit townhome development. 27 of those units are slated to be affordable. We are creating opportunities for residents to create wealth through home ownership. In addition to that, the developer, in partnership with Manna Inc., will be providing first-time home buyer courses. This is important for us to level the playing field so that individuals know how to gain access to the resources needed to purchase their first home. As I was leaving the site yesterday, one of the workers from our Parcel 6 garage said, "Ms. Owens, let me speak to you." She said, "I have been in Section 8 for 14 years. And I am looking to move." I said, "Are you looking to move or are you looking to purchase a home?" She said, "Oh, well, maybe I'll look into purchasing a home." Looking at her, she did not see that home ownership is a possibility for her. So that's why these educational classes are very important. Additionally, our Parcel 15 interim retail space. This is a concept that we will have on the Parcel 15 lot for about a 2-year period. This will provide retail space for Ward 8 businesses and also businesses who are may have a brick and mortar spot in another ward but are looking to expanding into Ward 8. So they'll be able to come over and try out a concept and then look into going into the more permanent space on the Parcel 15 lot. Additionally, we will also provide courses to help them with technical assistance because maybe they know how to cook, but they don't know how to write a business plan. So we'll offer educational opportunities as well for our small businesses. And just two more. I also like to announce that we have 3 major projects going on currently. And of those projects, of all 3 of those projects, the CBE has 50% ownership stake in the projects. So we also are looking at that. Sarosh announced earlier that we're releasing Parcels 7, 8, and 9 today. That is also one of the equity RFPs, and we are looking for minority-led teams to lead those as well. We just awarded Parcel 13 in November of last year, and that is a 100% CBE development that is led by an African-American team. So we want that to become the norm, not the exception. Additionally, I just want to, and Sarosh talked about this earlier as well, we are bringing health. The H also stands for Me at St. Elizabeth's for health. We are also bringing the UHS hospital, 136-bed state-of-the-art hospital, to Ward 8. We are currently working on the concept now. We will focus on women and infant health and just change the way that people interact with the healthcare system. So we'll look at preventative care, primary care, urgent care, and then also hospital services if needed. But through the other services, we would hope that you would not. So again, great things to come. And next we'll have Fred Musala from Opera.
Thank you so much for that introduction. I'm here today to talk about Mayor Bowser's Reopen Washington, D.C. alcohol bill. Through the pandemic, Mayor Bowser has created a number of innovative programs, such as our alcohol carryout and delivery program, that have helped businesses get through the pandemic. Mayor Bowser has done it again through the creation and introduction of the reopened Washington, D.C. alcohol bill. I'm here today to talk about a number of the innovative programs and projects in this bill that's currently before the District Council. First, through the pandemic, we've had successful amount of streeteries. Over 800 streeteries are currently registered in the district. Over 560 of those are alcohol licensees. Our outdoor streeteries have been beneficial during the pandemic to promote outdoor dining and allow businesses to survive and allow individuals to dine outside. The mayor's bill creates this innovative program by continuing to maintain the streetery program for all of 2021 and making it free to businesses for the remainder of the year. The bill also extends the streetery program for the warmer months of 22 and 2023 as we continue to promote outdoor dining for the foreseeable future. Second, the bill creates a commercial lifestyle license that allows us to continue to promote outdoor dining and eating. During the remainder of the pandemic and post-pandemic, it's essential that we promote outdoor use of space that's currently not licensed, and this bill allows private space to be utilized for outdoor dining and drinking in a responsible manner in defined boundaries. Third, as we come out of the pandemic, it's imperative that we have and promote different business models and innovative business models. This bill does this by allowing for an on and off-premise alcohol concept. What this means is you can now have under this bill restaurants with markets, restaurants with convenience stores, restaurants with wine shops. And so as we come out of the pandemic, it's important that we promote and welcome innovative business ideas to the district. Along these lines, fourth, I wanted to talk about the bill's willingness and ability to promote pop-up businesses. As we try to get businesses open during the pandemic, the bill allows existing buildings with certificates of occupancy to have pop-up businesses. Existing businesses are able under this bill to open up to 2 pop-up locations in the district, which allows them to get open and up and running while they undergo a public comment period, including comment from ANCs and other members of the public. Fifth, I wanted to talk about is we've heard a lot of discussion about food deserts, attracting grocery stores towards 7 and 8. This bill has an innovative provision where it attempts to attract grocery stores towards 7 and 8 by allowing them to sell wine, beer, and spirits if they locate first in Ward 7 and 8. If a grocery store, full-service grocery store, comes towards 7 and 8 and opens up in Ward 7 and 8 for a minimum of 6 months, they would then be able to get one additional new Class A grocery store license to operate in Wards 1 through 6. And we're excited about this provision as we continue to try and attract other full-service grocery stores towards 7 and 8. Finally, we've heard a lot of talk about food delivery and delivery platforms. The bill creates a third-party delivery license to help allow and promote the delivery of alcohol and food during the pandemic and post-pandemic to residents' homes, while also making sure that alcohol isn't being served to minors. So again, I want to thank Mayor Bowser for this innovative bill, and we look forward to having a hearing before the council in the next 60, 90 days. With that, I'd like to, at this time, introduce Sharon Carney, the Chief of Staff for DEMPED. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Sharon Carney, Chief of Staff at DEMPED, and I'm delighted to join this year's March Madness. Since the onset of COVID-19, the district's downtown economy has been struggling. Our restaurants, hotels, local shops, and small businesses depend on downtown office workers to survive, and the vast majority of those employees have been teleworking for 12 months. Today, I am thrilled to announce that the Federal City Council and more than 100 DC employers have partnered with DEMPED to launch the Return to Work Pledge. This pledge reflects these businesses' commitment to bring staff back to the office, to do so safely and in alignment with Department of Public Health guidance, and to work to create a better normal work environment post-pandemic. As of today, 117 employers have signed the pledge, representing 14 industries, more than 29,000 employees, and 4.5 million square feet of occupied commercial space, most of which is in our central business district. Among these 117 employers are Optum Health, Perkins Eastman, Aiken Gump, JP Morgan Chase, Finn Partners, Verizon, Transit Screen, and many others. We commend their commitment, and we thank former Mayor Tony Williams and the Federal City Council for their leadership in organizing. And of course, we encourage other DC employers to sign the Return to Work pledge at demped.dc.gov or federalcitycouncil.org. As the next step in the Return to Work campaign, DemPed invites employers to begin gradually and safely bringing their teams back to the office by participating in Manager Mondays in May. On Mondays throughout May, we will partner with the Federal City Council, the Washington, D.C. Economic Partnership, the Downtown D.C. Bid, and the Golden Triangle Bid to coordinate coffee stations with local roasters and promotions from local businesses for workers coming downtown. Throughout our pandemic response, we have been especially attuned to the needs of small businesses. We know that before COVID, many struggled with the cost of space and could not afford rent in our central business district. So I'm pleased to welcome another leader from the DC business community today to announce a new opportunity for small businesses. Please welcome Errol Williams, Territory Vice President at WeWork.
Thank you. First, I want to extend my sincere gratitude to everyone helping our communities navigate through these unprecedented times. Today, I'm proud to be with you all here today to announce WeWork's partnership with Washington, D.C. and the broader DMV metro area to foster economic recovery and growth for the city. COVID-19 fundamentally shifted the idea of the office, demanding that organizations, large and small, think differently about their approach to their real estate footprint. Now more than ever, organizations are hoping to adjust quickly to the new normal, and we hope WeWork can provide a turnkey solution that organizations can scale as their workforce evolves. The DC by WeWork partnership aims to support a safety-focused, flexible return to work, and to provide access to unique incentives, including free months for WeWork All Access memberships and private office space. Furthermore, WeWork has partnered with Georgetown University to provide WeWork All Access memberships to Georgetown's global student body, approximately 19,000 students. With the pandemic impacting not only in-person learning, but also remote working, the partnership allows access to WeWork's locations, providing not only a space to study, but also fostering a sense of community. We are humbled and honored to partner with the city to provide these incentives and to be part of this city's future. Thank you.
By now you can see there's a lot going on in DC. Through our real estate projects, our business development initiatives, and more, this government is focused on ensuring that our city and our residents can thrive for generations to come. On Friday, we'll be hosting a virtual networking session. This session will be an opportunity for established community builders to learn more about the capabilities and capacity of potential partners, particularly those who are certified as a disadvantaged business enterprise or disadvantaged business enterprise eligible. So I encourage you to stay aware of all the things we discussed today, and that you'll do so by visiting demped.dc.gov. Thank you, and stay safe.